Loyalians. Welcome to the People Say Project. This is our season finale for 2011, our holiday shakedown, and the beginning of us rolling this program out to places all over the city like this, with wonderful lighting and air conditioning like this place, and hopefully more great gentlemen like these two. And I don't think we'll ever, though, be able to get a DJ who equals what DJ Maximilian just did, so give him a big hand. Throughout the last year, since February, we've been doing this program at the Louisiana Humanities Center in a partnership with the class at Loyola University. So students in that class have been writing for the website, www.thepeoplesay.org, and creating original articles about folks like these people and issues around culture and money in the city. So how many of our Loyola students are in the building tonight? These guys have stuck it out. Give them a big hand. So shy. Don't be so shy. You've all done a great job. Everybody's going to get an A. Well, you need to speak to Professor Lofstead and buy a lot of drinks and buy a lot of raffle tickets as well, and we'll see what goes on with your grade. Everybody should buy raffle tickets because we will grade you on the culture and the money that we receive at the end of this night. But the raffle tickets will be the question and answer session for this. So at the end of the night, I'm going to pull two. Actually, I might ask you guys to pull a raffle ticket each, and whoever gets pulled will ask that question. So we've been doing this for a year. We've been trying to talk about sustainable culture in New Orleans, ways that artists get by, and also ways that we as a city can figure out better ways to make sure that it's an environment that they can continue to make a living with and be creative with. And I think that so far the conversation's gone good, and it's a great, great honor for me to sit on stage with these two gentlemen and talk about these issues tonight. On my left, the 2010 New Orleans Underground Hip Hop Artist of the Year, a man who just won the Rush Hip Hop Challenge with MySpace to go up to New York and speak with Russell Simmons, the hip hop legend, an LSU grad and a former middle school teacher, and the Source Magazine's August 2011 Unsigned Hype pick, which is a really prestigious pick in the hip hop world. The one-man army, Mr. Dee-1. And on my right, a man who, as a member of the Meters, created bass lines that redefined what the world thought of as funk music and reshaped what the sound of New Orleans was. Someone who, as a member of various outfits, recorded with everyone from Robert Palmer to Tori Amos to Lee Dorsey to countless others. He's the leader of the Runnin Pardners, a member of the Trio, as well as PBS. It's my great, great honor to introduce the 2012 Offbeat Magazine Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Mr. George Porter. So what we've been doing to kick things off for the last few conversations is talking to my tie. We've been asking people, what was the first time that you actually got paid to make music? So can you remember, George, the first time you got $1 for picking up a bass or a guitar?
Well, actually, it was $1.50. And it was playing in a Sanctified Church gig. It was we were like the band that played behind. When they sang, most of the time they sang all the time. Actually.
Where at?
It was on Gravity Street. It was two doors down from used to be what you call a social pleasure club called a Jolly Bunch.
Okay.
And they were on Gravity Street, right around the corner from my house. I was living on Padilla Street.
All right.
And the bass player who I think was instrumental in me being a bass player or a musician, I would think, period, because I was actually a guitar player when I met Benjamin Francis. Everybody called him Papi. He called me up and said he needed somebody to come play this little gig with him, And basically what we did all night long was just swap up, because he liked playing bass and he likes playing guitar as well. So I would play bass and I would play guitar, so we just kind of swapped up.
at the end of it, he paid you $1.50.
$1.50.
What about you, Dee? Can you remember the first time from selling a record or being on someone else's record or even performing live?
I think the first time that I ever got paid for a live performance, it was down here. It was at Club Voila.
Okay.
And I was still teaching at the time because my game plan when I was at LSU was what I did was I did an internship in New York at a record label the summer before I graduated. So I made enough connections to where I said, you know what? By the time I graduate, I just had this vision that I would walk across the stage with a diploma in one hand and a record contract in the other hand, and just raise my hands in the air like, Mama, I made it, you know?
Right.
But it didn't work like that. Actually, you know, kind of like on a sad note, one of the main guys who I met up there who was actually shopping my deal for me, he actually got shot, you know, my senior year. Yeah, so that was a big blow to me and just personally and professionally, and I was like, wow. So it was March of my senior year when it clicked that I had to get a real job when I graduated, and I was just like, oh no.
It's a terrible feeling.
Right. So as I was teaching, I was always looking for opportunities to just perform or you know, just do what I loved, but I was never expecting any compensation. So finally one day this guy came up to me, he was like, I'll pay you $100 to come and perform about 3 songs at this event that we're having. And I felt guilty about getting paid, you know, because I was so used to either having to pay to get on stages or really things like that I felt guilty to get paid. And my first experience didn't go too well because I remember I did my songs, and at the end of the night, I had Fatima, you know, that's like my sister, and she's always with me helping handle the business. And the guy gave us the old promoter story of, man, the event didn't do as well as we thought it would do, so, you know. And I was like, man, it's just $100. And I was like, Lord, what have I got myself into? Because I was thinking about giving up teaching to do music full time at the time. And when that happened, and he was like, I'll give you my number, just call me tomorrow, and I promise we'll meet up at an ATM, and then I'll get it to you. And I was like, man, I don't know about this, but I got my $100.
You met him at the ATM?
Yeah, I met him at the ATM, and yeah. So it's crazy.
Did you ever think about doing anything else? You know, he taught for a while.
I did do. I was actually like what they call it. I worked at the New Orleans Country Club.
Okay.
And I was the guy who chopped the seasoning and stuff up before it get to the other table. But the chef didn't like me too much. You know, I was, you know, I tasted one of his sauces one day and I said, man, my mom make better sauce. You know, so me and him didn't work real well. So I didn't stay there very long. And I actually rode on the back of a Canada Drive truck, you know, delivering things. Yeah. Well, I was playing all during that time. So on the weekend, I was playing during the weekdays. You know, when I was not, I had by then I had already dropped out of school. So and my mom said, "You're not going to school. You better work. You better get your job." So I was working for the Canada Drive. But that's about. Other than that, it was pretty much music. You know, music pretty much. I got to some point where it was paying the bills, you know.